Hey there, you are more than redness. I got to talk to the eye blush community this week about being more than redness and being so much more than just skin blushing and blushing and the way it makes you feel. And I want to share a little bit about that with you today, so stick around. Yum. So I'm eating this popcorn, irrelevant, but it's so good. And it's like rosemary and Parmesan, like all natural, organic stuff. So that's happening. What is going on, my friends? It is Friday here when I'm recording this video. Just kind of doing a little bit of a download and a recap of the week. Sorry, I was still chewing. And then I kind of got stuck because I didn't know what to do. But I wanted to just drop in really quick and just make a quick video and let you know about something really exciting that happened this past week, which is that I had the opportunity to talk to the eye blush community. If you don't know what eye blush community is, it is a private Facebook group for blushers. And I was invited to that group a couple weeks ago and met Natalie Adams, which if you found my video, then you have probably found one of her videos where she talks about coming clean about chronic blushing. That video has like 20,000-ish views, which tells you that many people are searching for, does anybody understand? And I will tell you, she absolutely understands. Well, I got to meet her a little bit, and they have a bi-weekly meeting that's a virtual meeting to just talk and hang out. They call it fortnightly, which is funny because she's from Australia. I didn't know what that meant. So I had to look it up, and then I realized it's basically bi-weekly in my world. So basically every other, I want to say Tuesday at 4:30, but that's in my Central Standard Time. At her time, it's Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. So anyway, if you join the eye blush community on Facebook and they accept you into the group, which I'm sure they will, you'll be able to hear more about it. What we talked about when I hosted it this week was you are so much more than redness. And basically, I shared about my story with anxiety and depression and how that led me into a social anxiety and all the things that it did to me mentally and how I overcame. But then I developed the skin flushing and how it made me feel and all the different things and basically my story, which that was actually a recorded video Zoom call. So I'll be sharing that soon here in the next couple of weeks. But it was really a great opportunity for me to share my story and just hear some of the feedback from the people who joined the call and that were hanging out. They shared encouragement and I learned a lot from them as well. And here's one big thing. Somebody asked me the question, as an executive, because I'm an executive where I work, obviously you're going to be in many meetings. Obviously you have to speak up about a lot of things. How do you do that and feel confident and show that confidence? It was a very interesting question. I had never been asked that before, and so I tried to answer it the best I could in the moment. And I feel like I just kind of like went all over the place with I just believe in my confidence and I do this and I do that. And then later somebody else made a comment that struck something in my mind that made me go back to that person and say, hey, earlier you asked me, how do I show up to these meetings and show this confidence? And then the true response was, I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified, but I just do it anyway. I believe in myself. So regardless of what people think on the outside, and that does bother me sometimes, but I've learned and coached myself to be so confident in who I am that I'm going to respond and I'm going to speak up and I'm going to say things from a business perspective because I'm trusted in the position that I'm in. And I'm terrified. I never have developed like, I'm so confident and now I just speak up and say all these things. I'm terrified and I do it anyway. And I show up anyway. And I say my piece anyway. So that was truly my answer, and I think that it actually meant so much more than just you develop confidence and you grow in your confidence and you say your affirmations. No, screw that. I'm terrified. And I'm sure many of you do things all the time that you're terrified of. I know someone who follows the channel and follows my Instagram that she does plays, theater. She is like on a stage and she continues to be on that stage. Terrified, and I'm sure the people who are watching have no idea she's freaking terrified. And then someone else said, because I had on red lipstick, someone else said, you know, like, I love your red lipstick, it just shows the confidence. And I said, you know, the funny thing about red lipstick is that you think I'm confident because I put it on, but am I? Quick story, maybe a year or so ago, we were at the store together, a friend of mine, and we were just shopping, browsing the store, and there were these red high heels. and they were fantastic. And I picked them up and I was like, I am buying these. And she looked at them and said, wow, I wish I could do that. You can pull that off. I could never do that. And my thought is, well, why not? Who told you you can't pull it off? Why can't you? Same with red lipstick. Same with short hair. Whenever I cut my hair short, the first thing people say is, wow, you have the face for that. Wow, you're so bold to do that. I could never do that. Well, why can't you? It's hair. It grows back. Trust me. I've cut it short many times and grow it right back. But I see how people limit themselves by thinking, I could never. That's you, not me. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to show up as? Even if you're terrified, who do you want to show up as? And what's stopping you from showing up as that person? Do you change? Do you evolve? Is it the people around you that are like, that's not who you are? Forget that. I've had many people tell me, who do you think you are? What are you trying to do? What's this all about? It's what I want to do. So I'm terrified a lot of times. I just show up anyway. And the first time you show up, it is debilitating. But the second time you show up, it's still really scary. And then the third time you show up, you kind of know you're going to be all right and you're going to live. It's kind of a bit of that exposure therapy. Then a fourth time, and then a fifth time. And then the next thing you know, you don't remember how many times you showed up. You just know every time you do, it's the same terrifying feeling, but it's okay. And so you don't overthink it and overcomplicate it. You just show up. That is how I operate in my day-to-day. Yes, there are times where I feel incredibly confident and on top of the world and like, I've got this. And there are other moments where I just feel like imposter syndrome all the way across the board, but I'm going to keep showing up anyway, because I know at the end of the day, those are feelings that come and go. I know the truth about myself. If you are terrified, you're human. You are no different than anybody else who seems really freaking confident. They're terrified too. They just keep showing up. And if they're not terrified or they're acting like they're not terrified, they are not being authentic. That's it. I made a blanket statement because that's what I feel like is really happening. People are scared. And even the most confident looking people, high level people, are afraid of judgment. I am a high level executive in a corporate job. I have 10 people who report to me that look up to me. One person told me, I have a healthy fear of you. What? I'm a human. Now, does that help make work productive? Yes. Do I use that to, like, I know she's fearful, and so let me be a tyrant? No, absolutely not. I don't abuse my power. But the big thing is, I remember talking to them on Thursday in the office. We had a big team meeting there. As I was talking to them, they think I am incredibly confident and that I just know all these answers and that I'm this really smart person. I look at them and wonder, do they love me? Do they accept me? Am I being judged by them? But even so, I don't dwell on that. I just know I'm feeling those anxious feelings. I do it anyway, regardless of really what they think. So I don't really know how to tell you to get to that point besides just keep showing up and keep letting people judge you and keep letting people not judge you. Hi. What are you doing?
Blanket up here.
Hey, I'm doing a video up here. Come here. Can you say hi to my friends? Say hi to everybody on YouTube. Can you tell people you are confident?
You are confident.
Okay, good. Okay, be quiet. Okay, let me finish. Okay? So anyway, on that note, I'm going to tell you, keep showing up. Even if you're afraid, you don't have to not be afraid to show up. No, I'm still afraid every day. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. It's part of being human. You, my friend, are so much more than redness. Who else are you besides a chronic blusher or a skin flusher? Who else are you? Only you can answer that. You have your answer. Dig deep and find it. And in the meantime, you are loved and accepted here. You have community here. So be sure to subscribe and like this video if it was helpful to you. Share it with anybody else who you know is a chronic blusher, or somebody that's not even, it doesn't have to be a blusher. Just somebody who's having a hard time showing up as themselves. Share this video with them. And please be sure to leave a comment below because I'd love to engage with you, and I'm sure some of the other people here at Blushing Phoenix would like to engage with you as well and tell you some of their stories, because we've got a lot of people here who are going through exactly what you're going through, and guess what? They keep showing up. So until next time, my friends, I'll see you in my next video.